Kaspa fam, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is this chart on your screen behind me says that we could be heading down to 12 cents. The good news is the chart behind me is saying that we might go down to 12 cents. What does that mean? I'll explain you exactly what in this video and what pattern are we seeing on the 4-hour chart for Kaspa. Also, we're going to take a look at a couple of quick updates. Wanted to give you guys, the big Kaspa faithful, an update. Also, I want to share with you, very excited, I got my Kaspa Tangem card. So shout out to the Tangem team. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. So let's jump in, like the video. Let's start with a couple of pieces of updates and news, and then we'll get back to the chart in a little bit. So this one I want to share that was posted directly from the Kaspa Currency X handle. Here are some short layman's explanations of key features implemented into testnet 11 with the 10 block per second hard fork. They're enabling KIP 10, right? This new feature enables wallets to do micropayments without creating dust UTXOs. It is also the first covenant implementation in Kaspa. What does that mean? Think of it like this. You got a piggy bank. It's got coins in it. You take all the coins out, there leaves a little bit at the very end, and then you put more coins in. You take some out, you take it out, and it leaves a little bit at the end. At the very end, you got all these little coins that you can't really do anything about, right? Think about like a half a penny. What are you going to do with half a penny? Nothing. And so that has always been one of the pain points, or at least something people don't enjoy, is the dust left behind on transactions. You go through your wallet list and you see 60 different tokens that you have 2 pennies in or 10 pennies in. Some exchanges and some platforms allow you to collectively use that dust and make it into something bigger. But at this point, a lot of the layer ones and networks don't allow you doing that, but Kaspa looks to solve that problem. Then switched KIP 9 to use the beta version in consensus. This is the finalized version of the dust prevention mechanism. And then enabled payloads for transactions. This provides built-in support for writing arbitrary data onto the network, enabling a wide variety of applications that require writing and reading data from the network. And so again, if you're not familiar, Kaspa is the fastest proof of work layer 1 in the space, currently at 1 block per second. They're about to go to 10 blocks per second and eventually 100 blocks per second. And so this is really positioning Kaspa to be able to do things in the proof of work space that really no one else can, including Bitcoin. Then I want to share this with you as well from Kaspa Market on X. We're excited to announce that the Kas.fyi has fully integrated Kaspa Market. Users can now view each ticker's volume and latest price directly on Kas.fyi, making it easier than ever to stay updated on the market. A huge thank you to the team. This is what they're talking about. It's very simple. I'm sure you guys watching, many of you have probably been to this website, but if you haven't, it is Kas.fyi. You can see in real-time metrics such as how many transactions per second are they processing? What is the blocks per second? What is the real-time blocks per second? When is the next Kaspa reward? What about the next reduction? And what percentage of the Kaspa tokens are mined currently? What are their max supply is mined? You can also look at the live transactions, and you can take a look at their active and transaction count, right? So active address and transaction count. Now, this has kind of spilled off since it had its peak when the KRC20 token standard was launched. Completely fine. You take a look at transaction count, that has fallen off a cliff. Completely fine. Why do I say completely fine? These things come in cycles, right? Everyone was excited about the KRC20 token standard. They wanted to swap their Kaspa for some meme coins. They wanted to support the ecosystem. And so these things spiked. And then it kind of quelled off, right? It kind of fell off. Same thing has happened to almost every single layer 1. Now, it could be bad news if you don't believe in Kaspa long-term. But I believe that if you're watching this video, you do believe in Kaspa long-term. So this is your opportunity to reposition yourself, get back in. If you felt FOMO when Kaspa was going up to 20 cents and said, I wish I would have had more, this is your opportunity, especially when we go back to the chart. Now, I mentioned we could be going down to 12 cents. What do I mean? Let's talk about this pattern that is potentially unfolding here on the Kaspa chart. This is what we call a head and shoulder pattern. Now, this thing has not completed yet. As you can see, and I'll remove this, we need to get to this neckline. This dotted line is a neckline, which puts the price right around 15.42 cents. Now, Kaspa can say, screw you, cup and head, or screw you, head and shoulders. We're going to reverse and go to the upside. That can happen. But if price gets down to this 15.4 cent level, it's more than likely going to break through to the downside. Now, what is the downside move for this head and shoulders pattern? All you got to do, and if you like to do charts at home, you just take the width of the head or the depth of the head. You take that, you draw this out, and you do a break from the neckline, which gives you that 11.7 cent / 12 cent target. Now, why did I say this is bad news and good news? Well, it's bad news if all you care about is price. If you're like, oh my God, I bought Kaspa at 15 cents. I wanted to 2x my money in 2 weeks. Oh my God, this is bad news. For you, yes, it is bad news. But for those of you that have been on the Kaspa team, when I say Kaspa team, an investor in Kaspa for a while, before the token standards, when it was just all hype, when nothing was happening on the network, if you've been a holder, if you've been a believer, and you continue to be a holder and a believer, this is great news. A retracement down to 12 cents gives you the opportunity to, again, get more exposure to Kaspa if that is what you want to do. Or B, if you got a friend or a family member that you've been nonstop talking about Kaspa to, and you didn't want to tell him to buy it when it was running hot, this would be your opportunity to say, look, this thing is down almost 50%, 60% since its all-time high. Nothing has changed on the network. It's still doing amazing things. The roadmap is still in place. Nothing fundamentally has changed. This is a great time to enter. And so that is what I'll be looking to do. I am actually going to be setting up limit orders for Kaspa. If it does get to that 12 cent level, I'll be putting it right between 11.75 cents to 12 cents for a long position on Kaspa, because we do expect that level to rebound. We take a look, we throw on our price action concept, see if we get any congruency here with that 12 cent level. I mean, look at this, right? This volume node here, we had around 30% more buyers than sellers in this price range. And look at the way price reacted last time we got down here. We saw a large move to the upside, which saw mass liquidations to the shorts. We saw a drawdown, and price caught support right around this region, right? This 11.5 to 12.5 cent region. And what did Kaspa do thereafter? It rallied around 41% up to around 17.8 cents. So do with that information as you will. Again, this could be completely invalidated if the price does not approach the neckline, or more importantly, does not break below the neckline and just continues to reverse. But this is something to keep your eye on. Again, good news if you're a long-term believer of Kaspa. Also, if you love Kaspa, we have an entire Kaspa playlist curated for you on this channel. Make sure to go check it out. Also, come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next one.